Okay guys, welcome back to the second half of this Blaze base restoration, I guess we'd call it. If you hadn't seen the first video, it'd be a good thing to go back and look at it, kind of get an idea of where we started with it. So if you hadn't, seen the first one, but where we're at now is I went ahead and cleaned the tuners, reinstalled them. I couldn't find any nylon bushings to fit these tuners. I'm going to try it like this. I'll be on the lookout for some better tuners on eBay or something. I'm not going to spend a lot on this thing. This major cleanup, the frets I was able to, the ones that were a little high in a place or two, I was able just to tap them down. After a period of time, sometimes they work their way up. So we didn't have to do any kind of fret leveling. I just ended up giving them a good polish and doing a real good cleaning on this, and also install the new nut. So I've got that done. Kind of got ahead a little bit on some things that I took the super glue and worked it in the little crack back here on the back of the headstock. So that's the neck, pretty much done. So it's in pretty decent shape, and it looks 100% better than it did before. It really looks a whole lot better. So the frets are in good shape. We checked the truss rod. We know it works. So that's that with the neck. I can set it over here without an impending disaster. Okay, as far as the body goes, I spent a lot of time getting the stickers off. There's still a little bit of residue on here. That took some time to get all those stickers off, one off the front. Got the bridge took apart, got it put back together, everything freed up and working. And what I done is the volume pot on the other controls was bad. It had a real hard plug, you could feel it was broke inside. I don't know exactly what had happened to it, but it was broke. So I actually had a set of alpha pots that I had taken out of a Telecaster 250K. So I just used those and used a couple of knobs I had. Got everything working, so we got the bridge on, got it grounded, pickups working, got new potentiometers, all that in, got the pick guard cleaned up, all the body cleaned up. So now, we'll get the neck on and see what we can get done from there. Okay, now that we got the neck bolted on, we got a set of strings, some Fender 45s, long scale. We're gonna hope they work out. We're gonna put them on and see what happens. Hopefully everything's in the right place. Okay, that's gonna work. Let me get these on, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, we got the strings on, and I'll try to get this thing to where you can see how the strings are actually put on. and there ain't gonna be enough light to see anything, but they go, you wind them down in the hole. There's a lot of tutorials or how-tos on YouTube about putting these, how to, put your strings on. But they, you cut like maybe for your top string, you'll measure out to your third string pipe, cut it, stick it in the hole, wind it from the top down. Very simple, but a lot of people just run them through, and he would like these was on there to begin with. So anyway, we've got strings on it. I've got an old, it's a PV 115 amp that's been sitting over here, a bass amp that hasn't been used in several years. So we're going to plug it in, and that might be part of the show just by having it plugged in, because I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to see what happens here, if it even works. And there's a chance it don't. It may not even work. It hadn't been used in a long time. We're not getting a whole lot of sound. It's working, but there's not a lot of sound out of it. Like I say, that old amp hadn't. So anyway, we know it works. We know our guitar works. We ain't sure about what's going on with the amp. Like I say, it hadn't been used in years. So it may. But anyway, that shows it works. So now got to work on the string height and the intonation on it, and the neck relief and all that. So we'll see if we can't get that set up. Okay, I got the amp working. The old input jack apparently is dirty. Wasn't going to work right, so I got it working. But right now, I'm trying to check the neck relief, and it is way too low. So we'll turn this truss rod, maybe if we can find it. There it is. It was so tight before. Get another grab on it or not right here. And check it and see what we got. Alright, try this and see what. We'll let that ride right there. Let me check this bottom string. Oh yeah, we're good right there for right now. So we'll see. We probably may have to change some of that, but it was really tight when we first started out. So the string height, the intonation, and all that. And I'm not going to bore everybody with sitting here measuring the string height. We could get a measurement right off the start just to see where we're at. If it's even on the, it's not even on the, gosh. it's over 3.5 millimeters already. So yeah, I got to do some work on that, get the string heights down, and then we'll do the intonation and check the pickup height and all that, and then we'll give it a run. Okay, this thing's gonna have to have a shim. I've got the E string adjustments. I mean, this thing's sitting on the deck. This thing's still, you can drive a truck under it. So I'm gonna have to, you know, loosen the tension off the strings, take the neck back off, and you know, make a shim, put in there and try to get this thing where we can adjust it. So you can only imagine what kind of shape it was in before we started, if it's this bad already. So this thing's gonna fight me to the end. So let me do all that, get a shim in it, and we'll try it again. All right, I got the neck back off. What I use generally for a shim is a piece of like the laminate countertop is what I usually use. I find a few scrap pieces of this and I'll use it because it don't compress and it's uniform thickness, size. From a factory, a lot of times they'll use sandpaper a lot of times, and you know, I guess that's okay if a factory uses sandpaper, then that's probably okay. We're going to try this one. I think it'll be enough to do it, and then we'll see where we get when we get all that back on. Okay, so this it's worried me to death, but I think we're there with it. I mean, it's come a long way. And I'm not a bass player, believe it or not, but I may be. But that's the action set, the relief in the neck set, which may change after a while. You know, after setting under string tension, this time of year or two, you got hot and cold, dry, wetter weather. That's subject to change. I've still got to do a little work on the intonation on the bridge, but you know, for you know, really, I mean, a set of strings and a nut is really all, you know, and is really all I have in this thing. And it's probably not worth $50 like it sits, you know. I mean, as far as if I went to sell this thing, it ain't going to bring nothing. But it's something I can use, something I can, you know, what little bit I fool around with. But it's something anybody can do is get an instrument like this. It's in bad shape, that needs a lot of cleaning up, needs a nut repaired or whatever, and you can just spend a little time and do a little cleaning up and have a playable instrument. So, you know, this has been kind of a long drawn out thing. It's took me a lot of time. I know the last video was kind of boring. I know this one's chopped up, but I've tried to shorten it up so it just ain't so long and boring. So, you know, this is this one done. I mean, like I say, I got to do a little adjusting on the intonation. Actually, too, I need to work on the pickup height a little bit. You know, kind of tweak that. But overall, it's pretty well set up. At least the tuners are, the strings are wound around the tuners correctly, and you know. The back plate that was so bad looking, I had another one that I was able to put on there. But that's the thing, if you upgrade some of these guitars like the Squires or whatever, and you change up, and you know, keep, as long as they're good, keep your old potentiometers, you know, neck plates, if you change color, design, whatever, because if you do this kind of stuff, that stuff always comes in handy. I mean, you can always need a screw or a back plate or you know, and the way this guitar was routed out, there wasn't any room for a, you know, a full size, you know, potentiometer. I mean, they're a lot you know, a lot bigger in size, you know, too, like these CTS, they're they're a lot bigger, so that means you got to do a lot of routing out. But the small alpha pot's fine. So anyway, that's kind of the story on this. Like I say, just a few more little tweaks and tunes on it, and you know, hopefully the next video will be a little more exciting. Some of these things get to you. This one did me. It seems like I fought this thing. I've had the neck off and on of, you know, a dozen times. So anyway, that's that. That's the Blaze Bass up and running again. It's, you know, saved it from a scrap pile of the landfills one more time. So hope you enjoyed this, and you know, if you hadn't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the little bell and get notified of future videos, because there'll be something more exciting than this. Somehow I just couldn't make this exciting. But anyway, you know, give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Like I say, if you didn't see the first video, I know it's long and boring, but it makes you understand where we're at with it now. So we got a nice playable, you know, guitar out of it. So anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching, and until the next time, see you.